Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hearts of Iron 4. We are, of course, playing Victoria the Third. Well, actually, she's Victoria the First, but she's mentioned somewhere as Victoria the Third, and that amused me. I wasn't 100% sure if we'd finish this game, I'll be honest. Because we are the European Union, we are bloody massive, but there is still the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere aligned against us. Also the anti-fascist bloc, but it's America. Maybe we do need to bother with you. Okay, yeah, this game is definitely not over. Because we were talking about whether we could save Mexico and Canada. Canada, I am relatively confident that we probably can, depending on exactly who we dispatch. And then we also have the big war against Japan, who of course has quite early on subsumed China. And Japan is already starting to invade a completely unguarded India. So yeah, there are things to do. The other thing which I would also like to do is take out Romania. The problem is, if we declared war on Romania, then they would just join one of the other factions. And the whole point that I want to take Romania out is so that I can puppet them and finally do this focus where we get the free 16 factories. So, how do I want to go about this? Because they're refusing to join the faction. Like, even though we are really hitting them pretty hard, they just have a minus 141 from being unaligned, despite the fact that we are also unaligned, but their unaligned means that they don't want to fight, whereas our unaligned means we're monarchist. So, unaligned means something completely different in two different contexts, but it's the same mechanic. They really do need to have more political parties. And we have a war that they don't want to join, which is the real reason they don't want to join us, which is fair enough. But also that's completely countered by the fact that they are overwhelmingly threatened by us. And so they should be, because I really am considering a war against these guys. The only other thing I can think of is if we beat them quickly enough that they just don't have the opportunity to join a faction. Oh, we're still at war with the Novus Imperium Romanum, ruled by Vietnam, that famous of Roman outposts. Yeah, I think I've got to justify against Romania, honestly. It'll take 210 days. AI will hopefully reign against them. So we have a lot of Brits coming over here, and the British are going to be causing supply issues, I suspect. Also, we are not going to be able to upgrade the infrastructure here in Canada at all. Actually, the same problem would be in Mexico. Brogantic, thank you very much for the bits. Happy Tears Day. Happy Tears Day indeed. And a great Tears Day it is. And then Integralist Brazil is fighting against the Empire of Brazil, who is independent of Iberia, who is on our side. Yeah, Iberia is on our side. They are, of course, in the European Union, as is most of the world at this point. So, remind me, what are my troops? So we have our heavy armor run by Munstein. No, this should be Rommel. Oh, Rommel's out wounded. Right. Another 22 days. Huzzah! Then we have Witzleben, which is infantry, 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 infantry. So we have some pretty huge infantry stacks. And our infantry is just a 6-2 with lots of support stuff. So they are pretty tough units. So what we could do is send Army Group 1 to the Americas, and then Army Group 2 just forms a gargantuan front line against the Japanese. I did watch the very end of the last episode of this, just to get an idea of where we were, and we did just send a massive quantity of guns to Russia. So Russia should be back into the fight sooner rather than later. It's just going to be a matter of when they can build units, train the units. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to form a giant infantry front line here with Japan and just say your objective is this. Then I'm also going to grab Kesselring, and your job is going to be to help hold India. That's a bad place. Let's go and put you at the end of this. And we'll say that we're going to try and hold on to, say, this position. Make them fight for the rivers. I mean, part of the question is when exactly are we going to get here? Hopefully quickly. And we'll help to try and hold India. Meanwhile, Guderian, you need to get to Canada somehow. I mean, we still have a lot of ports getting to Canada. The problem is... Oh, they've already been cut off here. Supporting you. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a generic front line along here. And a generic front line along here. And then I'm going to put the tanks here. I just deleted the wrong one, didn't I? I totally did. You are supposed to be over on this side. It's the problem with coming back to a game after you've been away for a while. I mean, it's only been like half a week, but still feels longer. Hype Train! Thank you very much for that, Silver Knight. Ramsword and Arachnos both coming in with a resubscription as well. Thank you both very much for that. Very much appreciate it. How well do I understand the La Resistance spy system? As well as it can be understood, I would say. Like, there isn't a huge amount going on. Right, so I'm going to put you on this line with the intention of basically pushing down to Washington. Huzzah! I'm going to put you on this line with the intention of pushing down to here. Your job's mainly just to hold the north. I mean, once we push into America, we'll have supply. The problem is getting there. Alright, let's just go ahead and do this. The German East Indies have capitulated. Huzzah! Oh, right, because Japan's basically completely controlling them. Commander Faceless coming in with a gift sub. Train as well. Thank you very much for those 5 gifted subs. Leo24. Huzzah! Bostomani. Rabid Bogling. Contrell. And Pass in Time. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Maudlings. Congratulations on the gifted subs, courtesy of Faceless. Faceless, thank you. Huzzah! Very, very generous. Haha, caught me a Mordred stream. Yes, you did, Arachnos. Yes, you did. Alright, the other question I had was, where the hell's my navy? What are you lot protecting right now? Because you're going to need to basically protect that. And submarines. Huzzah! I'm going to start convoy raiding in that area. These are mine layers, and then this is the strike fleet. Which is basically just sat in base this entire time. Okay, submarine commander. Do we have a submarine commander? Dönitz. Wow, I've really done nothing with the Navy so far. 1943, and I think this is probably the first time I'm even clicking on them. Then the naval commander... Raider has that retreat decision chance reduction. More likely for them to retreat. I think Lutyens would actually be better. Yeah, especially against the Americans. I don't want to have that reduction to naval AA. So we'll bring you in. Although we do also have the the British Navy facing off against the Americans. I don't know if the Loyalists inherited their fleet. The Americans definitely inherited the fleet. Okay. And the Americans won't have been... Oh no. They are fighting against Japan. Are they fighting against Japan? Is this from your perspective? No. So America is only fighting against us. So this is the Royal Navy versus the US Navy. Well, that's interesting. Cardinal Otter, thank you also for the gifted sub. KGC Reaper, congratulations on the gifted sub. Courtesy of Cardinal Otter. Thank you very much for doing that as well. Very much appreciate it. Thank you. See, of those 5 gifted subs that you just sent, Faceless, only one of them actually came through as a notification for me. The others I'm having to catch on chat. I don't know why Streamlabs does that. I did say earlier I was going to stop using Streamlabs, and I really should, because that's just ridiculous. This is Streamlabs software. They should be picking up all of the Streamlabs notifications. I don't understand why this piece of software is so rubbish. It's almost like the Paradox launcher. Wait, there's an Iberia. Yep. If Carlist Spain wins the Civil War, they can unite with the throne of Portugal and form Iberia. It wasn't a conquest, this was diplomatic. It's part of the focus tree. The Spanish fleet should help. I don't think the Spanish fleet's very big. It's not. 2 battleships, 43 destroyers, 11 light cruisers, 30 submarines. I mean, the submarines will be good for the harassing, but that's mostly going to be, I suspect, against the Japanese. Guys are there. I should tell you to rebase first. We'll base you in Ceylon. Then after you arrive, we can start you actually fighting stuff. Such strong support. Level 2 has been completed. Hype train is chewing on. Choo choo. Oh no, it's just finished. That's just finished? I think it's just finished. Yeah, we achieved a level 2. Huzzah! I have to admit, when I saw Victoria 3, I got far too excited. This is probably the first time I think I've ever used a clickbaity title. And it seems to have worked. Damn it! Alright, is there anything that I need to research? Probably the air stuff. Battlefield support and tactical bombers. Naval bomber models. May as well. And we're also researching, what are we getting? It's 1943. We probably do want to get engineer. Oh, no. We want to get these. Let's get all of the industry done. I want growth. And we do have political power. We are now using a navy, so we probably... I mean, Dönitz is just so good at raiding. But I think at this point we want a high seas fleet. Oh, of course. We took the massive penalties to the navy. That's why we don't have a fleet. Forgot about that. Oh, the hurt is back again. If Portugal forms the United Kingdom of Portugal and Brazil, can the Carlists then unite into Iberia and get the cause off of Brazil? No, they break off Brazil in that case. I think it's happened in this game. No, it didn't happen in this game. The Civil War was still ongoing. So the Empire of Brazil is somehow winning, and I'm still not entirely sure how, because they have no Portuguese support. But they are beating the Integralists. I don't really need air experience gain, so bad weather penalty. Let's grab you. And we'll take Raider at this point. Because I think I'd rather have the screen defense. And we should probably research the naval escort doctrine. Victoria calls for war against the Kingdom of Romania. Although we may be a peaceful people, our nature alone does not determine the course we must take in history. This is a time of war. For too long, the Romanians have possessed the means that we need to make it through the trials we may face. It is apparent that they will not be part with them peacefully, despite our best efforts to build a modern state. Speaking of a modern state, we do still have shortages. Mind me. Oh wow, we also have a massive rubber shortage, which we were probably buying from... Oh no, we're buying from Malaya. Oh, which were capitulated. Alright, we'll buy it from Britain then. That's basically all of the rubber in the world gone. That's quite impressive. Aren't I also building massive numbers of synthetic refineries? Yeah, I am. Have I not finished the research on those synthetics? I don't think I have. No, I haven't even started. Okay. That's going to ease up our rubber shortages. Meanwhile, we need to start spying en masse on America. And start getting some information about them. Oh, yes, thank you. How do I turn that off? I turn it off by going boop. And there it goes. Do you have to restart the Hindenburg explodes to get Victoria? I've never actually done it. Yes, but there is a decision you can get at the beginning, which is the Air Safety Act. It's like really expensive, but that will ensure that Hindenburg survives. Are those all Polish? No. There are a lot of Polish troops here, though. Crikey. I mean, I get it. Poland's big, but they haven't always been that big. Alright, construction 5 was done. We probably want the fuel efficiency, although right now we do have enough fuel. How far are my transports? Long way away. I'm wondering if I actually want to put Munstein in Romania. I think I probably do. Although you're set to try to protect Nova Scotia. I mean, the sooner that we can deliver a knockout blow against the Americans, frankly, the better. Because they're just going to scale up and up and up from now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to train a couple of panzer divisions, just like 6. We'll just have a small unit try and deliver a knockout blow against them. And having a second panzer army isn't going to hurt. Who rules America? President MacArthur. President, yeah. President in inverted commas. Quite right. This is going to be a hideous amount of attrition. Maybe I want to send all of my guys to America. I mean, if there was a way of saving Mexico, I would do so, but I don't think there really is. Because there's no ports on this side. And also, Venezuela is unexpectedly beating all of... Oh, we still have the French Navy. Okay, so it's the British Navy, the French Navy, the Spanish Navy versus the American and the Japanese navies. I wish I could play the naval game.
Right.
For the moment, you guys seem okay. I mean, we definitely need to help out in India. And they're well on the way. Have the submarines arrived, by the way? No. I think. Oh no, they have. Okay, so you guys are now based there, so you're going to just start convoy raiding here. Have fun. Yeah, we're going to lose all of our Far Eastern territories, but there's not much we can do about that. What is this song? This is... Schwarzbraun ist die Haselnuss. Dark brown is the hazelnut? Is that what that means? And yeah, this definitely is the type of thing you would hear in a beer hall in Bavaria. 100%. Cayenne has capitulated. That was, I think, one of the French puppets. Maybe it was mine. Yeah, I don't think we are going to be able to beat them in Venezuela. I think the Allies have reacted to that a little bit too slowly. Although, Iberia has a fair number of troops here, so maybe not. They just need to hold the ports. Which they've already failed. Oh no. We still have Curacao. And Curacao is on our side because the Dutch are my puppet. Yeah. Okay. And here come my land armies, so we're not that far away now from joining the front in America. So Canada held. Canada did what Canada needed to do. How's the supply situation? It's actually... worse than it could have been. So Mongolia is going to be a bit of a problem. All I want to do is hold this until Russia is back in the game. Once Russia starts building up their forces again, right now they have 6 divisions, but I have just sent them a massive chunk of weaponry, like 82% of their stockpile, which means that there's still a 18% unused. Oh, and also we're lend-leasing it actively, I thought. That's to Qing China, that's to Mexican Republic. Oh, here's Qing China. So they are still alive. Was I not sending you guns? Apparently not. Well, I better send you some more. I'll send you another 25. 264 of those, because I suspect that we have a lot of guns. Yeah, we're definitely going to have a lot of weapons. Though not actually as many as I thought. Because I'm pretty sure that I remember sending like 100,000 guns to the Russians. Right at the end of the last stream. Alright, so we can infiltrate the Americans. Who are the infiltrators? It's the seducers, isn't it? We have so many seducers. Oh, of course, it's Victoria's Secret. Everyone is a seducer. I'd forgotten about that. Air Force is the other question. We do have air forces attached to most people. There is actually one air force of fighters missing, which we should have attached to you. Now everybody has the aircraft that they require, by minimum. Do we have enough to... Yeah, we have plenty more. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to add another set of 200 fighters to, like, most of the big guys. In fact, if I can just get 6 wings, I'll be slightly over what I can actually afford. That's 5. I need 1 more. There we go. So all of you set to that. You join them. Them. And them. Marvellous. Okay, so everyone's going to have now sufficient, I hope, fighter support. We are still a bit low on close air support. So let's take a look. We are... Okay, we are producing a lot of fighters. How are we doing overall in the skies? I mean, over America we're doing badly, but that's because my air force hasn't arrived yet. We'll keep building fighters until I know exactly how the air situation here is going to be. Alright, the first of my infantry forces are beginning to arrive. They're holding on to Quebec, which is an important thing. Unitary South Africa declared war on Mutapa. Which I'm guessing is... yeah, it's these guys. Mutapa's allied to Australia, so that must be Britain going after them. Yes, it is. And we can invite these guys to the faction. This is Imperialist South Africa. Done. Guadeloupe has capitulated. Let's keep getting the oil supplies up again. Imperialist civil war in Mutapa. Pro-imperial elements in Mutapa have risen up in open revolt against the government, demanding the immediate return of a nation as the dominion of the British Empire. And Austria-Hungary has called them into the rest of the war. Okay, so our submarines are starting to submarine. This is good. And we have prepared a collaboration government in Russia. Ah, good. Yeah, I just want to start hammering America, I think. Oh, we could also start hammering Mexico. You know what, let's send some of you to Mexico too. Oh, Britain! Nice! Oh, it's too bad that... well, I could send Rommel to go and reinforce this. This would actually be a way better place to deploy Rommel.